In the aftermath of his brutal encounter with Angstrom Levy, Mark Grayson believed he had rid the world of the villain for good. But Levy survived, vowing revenge and returning with an army of alternate Invincibles. Angstrom orders the evil Invincibles to devastate cities across the globe, promising to fulfill their desires in return. Mark and Eve are at her house when the Invincible Inc. phone rings. Just as the evil Marks start their assault, they destroy Stronghold Penitentiary, London, Moscow, and New York. One of them clashes with Spawn, claiming to have killed him before in his dimension. Another battles Firebreather in Los Angeles, where he is the king of the monsters. Meanwhile, Tech Jacket fights an evil Mark in Earth's orbit. Mark confronts an alternate version of himself with a mohawk, fighting evenly until Mark crushes his opponent's temples with his fists. The Capes, Inc. crew mistakenly attack the original Mark, believing him to be one of the evil Marks. In the chaos, Wolfman, imprisoned for some time, knocks out Thrillkill while preventing Powerplex from escaping. Powerplex, energizing himself from the prison's collapse, shocks Mark before vowing to deal with him later. Across the globe, Mark's friends and family, April, Debbie, Amber, William, and Rick, watch in horror as alternate Marks wreak havoc. One Mark tries to kill Eve, while another fights Oliver. At the Pentagon, Britt and Donald kill an alternate Mark, but suffer heavy injuries. Sissel orders Donald to call every available superhero for help. On the second day, Donald summons Dynamo 5, Youngblood, and other teams. Mark and Eve assist Cyberforce in fighting another Mark. Pitt kills an evil Mark by gouging his eyes, but collapses afterward. Shadowhawk and Madman struggle against a Mark who claims to have killed his father. Savage Dragon, Mighty Man, and Angel face difficulty subduing another, while Jackie Estacado and Sarah Pacini join the fray. Mark takes an injured Eve to the hospital. One of the evil Marks decapitates Immortal and kills many of Kate's duplicates before Darkwing 2 drags him into the Shadowline. The Guardians suffer injuries, leaving Amanda unconscious. Bulletproof, despite losing his hand, holds off an evil Mark trying to kill the Guardians. Another evil Mark fights Oliver, calling him a lesser Viltrumite. Debbie and Paul continue watching the carnage unfold on the news as Savage Dragon struggles against suffocation. After 3 days, the evil Marks lay waste to major cities around the world. An injured Black Samson and Shapesmith search for Darkwing, suspecting he was killed in the Shadowline. Rex has Bulletproof take Robot and Amanda to safety, while he stays behind to confront an evil Mark. Gripped by the neck, Rex turns his skeleton into a suicide bomb, sacrificing himself to kill the evil Mark. Robot watches in horror as his friend dies. Pitt, Savage Dragon, and the Youngbloods lie unconscious next to a dead evil Mark. Mark grieves for Eve as Cecil begs for his help. Mark refuses, saying every superhero is already helping. The Reanimant managed to kill another evil Mark, while Sarah Pacini lies unconscious. By the third day, 8 of the evil Marks have been killed, and the remaining 8 revel in the destruction of cities like Tokyo, Sydney, Paris, and Seattle. Angstrom arrives, asking the survivors to capture the original Mark. They refuse, and he abandons them in the dimension he was nearly killed in. Mark, Oliver, and Bulletproof find him, and Angstrom unleashes his orbs on them, knocking 2 back. Mark crushes an orb and grabs Angstrom by the neck. Urged by Oliver to finish the job, Mark tries to kill him, but only manages to tear off Angstrom's forearm as he escapes through a portal. Back in his dimension, Angstrom demands medical treatment, but his team turns against him, claiming he hasn't fulfilled his promises. On the 4th day, Mark surveys the ruins left by his evil counterparts in horror. And that's how Angstrom Levy's revenge unleashed chaos across the globe, pushing Mark Grayson to the brink. With cities devastated and heroes left broken, the original Invincible must face his darkest reflections to save his world. If you enjoyed this dive into one of Invincible's most intense storylines, hit that like button, subscribe for more epic comic stories, and let me know in the comments which battle you think was the most brutal. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more incredible tales.